Thank you for taking the time of looking over this video of the Dutch Tjalk Grietje. Just while I've got some still images jumping up on your screen, I thought I'd take this time to do a short introduction of the sections of this video and also give a little bit of history on the boat that you can see in front of you. Grietje, it was built in 1898 in Groningen in Holland, and that was designed and built by DREWS HOOGEZAND. She's 22.5 metres long by 4.5 metres wide and has 195 horsepower 6-cylinder DAF engine in the bottom. But as you can see from some of these images, she still has all of her rigging and sails on the boat as well. Now, the first section of the video is going to be of her in the dry dock. We dry docked her in April of 2021 and did a full strip back all the way down to JW2 standards, stripped off all of the bottom, did all the steel repairs and repainted and coated her. The next section of the video you're going to see is a section of her actually driving along the River Medway back from Hoo to her home berth in Gravesend. And then finally I do a full deck walkthrough and also an exterior walkthrough as well. Grietje is a converted liveaboard and has had an extensive renovation throughout the whole of the interior of the boat and is ready to be moved straight onto, with full amenities included. Currently she's set up as an open plan living space with one master bedroom, but an additional bedroom or maybe even two could be added. If you have any questions, I'm going to leave my contact details in the description of this video, and feel free to give me a call and discuss the potential purchase of this beautiful piece of history. Thank you. So here we are in the dry dock with Grietje. I wanted to do a walk around video of the boat out of the water so that it's really nice and easy to see all the work that's been done to her while she's been out. We had Elliot, our surveyor, come down when she first came out of the water and marked up all of the bits of work that needed to be done. Thankfully not a huge amount of work to be done to the bottom, which was nice. Obviously some rivets got welded and we had some plating put on as well. As you may be able to spot from the video, there is a bit of a two-tone green going on here. So the new colour is obviously the bit above the hole, above the waterline, and the older colour is the bit just above the rubbing straight there. So we will be painting the rest of this when we get back to dock, but obviously it was very important to try and get the waterline bit done, and my brother has done a fantastic job on getting that as straight as he possibly could, which wasn't easy. Now, one of the recommendations from Elliot was to increase the amount of anodes down the side of the hull. So we now have a total of 14 anodes based around the hull in various spots, as you can see, and I'll show you one of the plates of those zinc anodes in just 1 second. On the bottom, we've got two-part epoxy. We had 2 coats of Interguard 269 and 2 coats of Intershields 300. And then a top coat of the black in Interfine as well. So 5 coats in total. So she's very, very well prepared, and that will give you a good 10-year system on the bottom, which is obviously great for peace of mind. You'll notice, obviously, the boat has been completely overplated as well as we walk around, and obviously this gives some great peace of mind for a boat of this age. She's kind of really got some nice thick plates of steel on the bottom here, which you'll also be able to see from the ultrasound part of the survey as well. So just showing you the plate here for the anodes. And this two-part epoxy is a really fantastic system actually. It really sticks really well. It's almost like kind of plastic almost. It's really a really great system. It's going to last for a long, long time. As I said, my brother's gone in and has done this waterline all the way around with a new colour, and then we've just gone over the band as well with a nice big new stripe of black. This will also be quite useful for looking back on when you are bringing the boat out of the water yourself, because then you can really get to see what the boat, or remember what the boat looks like for when you're placing on, because at the back obviously there's a few bits going on back here. So 2 anodes right here at the stern, obviously one for the rudder as well. and as you can see, we've polished the prop up nicely here, and everything is in real nice working order at the top. And what I'll do is I'll just get a wider shot. So hopefully you can see that. And then we'll just walk down the other side as well, just to show you it's all both the same on both sides. So we had a few of these rivets along the bottom here. These were all individually welded as well. Jake did that. And then we also put this strip here that you can see. This runs the length, or pretty much the length of the hole from here all the way up to the top. So rather than kind of weld in each individual rivet there that was kind of just starting to pit, we've decided to put a complete piece of steel all the way down, so that will give a real load of protection for those bits there. And you're just walking down, like I said, we've had all the black band repainted. Just got to watch my step as I'm coming through the dry dock. And then round to the other side of the bow. And as you can see from here, before I step in this puddle, there we go. I'll just give a wide shot of the bow. So there we are. So that's Grietje out of the water, and had all of her steel repairs done, and fresh paint on the bottom and a whole load of new anodes to protect her for a long time to come. So here we are on Grietje. We're just, the time is just on 10 to 8 in the morning. We're just hitting the top of the tide, taking the ebb out of the River Medway from our berth at the Medway Yacht Club last night. And we've just come through the Folly Forts, and we're just coming up the Medway now. Beautiful sunny day for it, not a breath of wind. Which was really lucky on our journey back down to Gravesend. So I thought I'd just do a quick video walk along while the boat is obviously chugging along quite happily. So what I'll do is I'll walk down the side deck, currently sitting at about 1500 revs and 1500 revs and about kind of 6 bar pressure on the engines as well, which is lovely. She sits at that quite happily. From what we've seen so far, anything more than 1500 revs, she tends to get starts to get a bit hot. So we keep her at this, and she chugs along quite happily as well. So just walking down the side deck. And what I'll do before I get a bit too close, I'll jump into the engine room, and we can have a look at the engine running along as well, and then we can go from there. So you've obviously got raw water cooled, Can I just come up and see the gauges, mate? Excusez-moi.
Yeah. But when I saw the old one, all it was when you get there, you've got the tube rollers, sensor step, two houses. The outside.
Just push the dial up to make sure she's running at 2000.
So here we are back in Gravesend at the Embankment Marina at Grietje's home berth, and I wanted to do a full deck walkthrough, full interior walkthrough for you post the external walkthrough that I've already done. We've spent some time doing some renovations on the boat as well, so she's now kind of freshly painted, and we'll explain a few of those as we go through, but I really wanted to show you the full extent of what we've done. So you may remember from my exterior video you saw the new green that was painted up through the top sides. That's now been continued all the way up past the rubbing straight, all the way along and around the full exterior, so she's got this beautiful fresh green paint. We've done the black boot line as well, rubbing straight, sorry, and also the little cream detailing bits. The wheelhouse, collapsible wheelhouse, has had a full sand and re-varnish here at the back. And also little kind of tidying up bits of the black. The wheelhouse roof has also had a brand new paint, so just taking in both sides here as well. We've also all of the cream that you can see, the cream kind of coach roofs, the cream kind of upper deck parts have all been freshly painted as well. So the boat's looking really, really pretty, really kind of showing off her best. As you can see, now that I'm obviously on a bit better view from my last video, she's got some beautiful lines, very much original Tjalk based lines. The only real difference from an original Tjalk, of course, is that slightly higher wheelhouse here to improve some of the height, and of course, as you people will know if they know these boats well, that head height there has been raised ever so slightly just to give yourself a lot of headroom down in that living space, but not so much that it's taken away from those beautiful lines of the boat. You'll notice that since our last video we have also put the mast up, so all the way up there. So she worked off of the the A-frame that was across the deck in my first part of this video, and we hand winched that back up. Went up without a hitch. Absolutely beautiful. Obviously we checked all of the rigging lines, all of the bitter ends and stuff, have those looked over and checked before we move that up. So just having a quick look across the deck there, and I'm going to step on board. We'll go and have a look at the engine room on my way back, which is obviously here on the left hand side. And as you can see, we've got the breathers and the exhausts systems just up here. This one over here is for the gas the gas hot water system, and we've got another one for the the red diesel boiler system over on that side just there. Nice flat roof just up here in front of the wheelhouse, so it gives you a really great unrestricted view all the way along the deck of the boat. I've just pulled that hatch up. That's the main kind of entrance hatch into the boat, so I've just pulled that up to just show you where that is. Walking along, I've obviously got the original beautiful lee boards here on the right hand side, and still original wood there as well. I know that most of these are made obviously in steel, but we've wanted to keep that kind of authentic feel. We've kept obviously a lot of the rigging on the boat. As you can see, the boom goes almost the full length of the boat, and you've got the gaff rig just there as well, secured to the boom. We have both of the mainsail and also the genoa. They're stored downstairs underneath the bed, and over on the other side, we'll see it in a second, is the boom for that genoa and a few other bits and bobs as well. All of the winches have been serviced and are working all the way through as well, so these aren't here for show. They do pull up and down the rigging. Obviously you can see we've got this great big A-frame just here as well, which is now latched down, and obviously using that forestay to hold the whole mast up. Obviously we've got the anchor winches just up here, so we've got 2 anchors just up on the right hand side and 1 over there on the left. Plenty of lines, and we've actually got on the opposite side of the boat, we've got 90 metres worth of chain sat there ready to go into the anchor locker. All of the bollards have been looked at and made sure that they're all secure. And if I just come up and turn back round and have a good look down the boat, what you'll notice also is that we've put in these beautiful brass hatches as well. These allow a huge amount of light to kind of waterfall itself down into that main hold. Obviously the tricky bit with keeping these boats traditional is keeping that hold nice and lit and open. So I'm just coming over to the port hand side of the boat, obviously looking to the stern, and as you can see there's all that anchor chain just there, and then we've got additional pieces of rigging just over here as well. And then walking again down the deck, we can see more of these nice big beautiful brass hatches, and then the main hatch itself down through here. So I'm just going to skip up and over the boom, excuse me, and what we'll do is come down. Now unfortunately I can't show you the engine running here today because there's not enough water in the basin to do so, but I've got plenty of videos of the engine running literally just a couple of days ago, running up to temperature, running up to pressures as well. So she runs absolutely solidly, no knocks, no bangs, and doesn't miss a beat. She's been absolutely fantastic. So coming down into the engine room, I'm just going to do this a bit tricky with one hand. So we come down a set of steps, and what we have here is a 6-cylinder, 195 horsepower DAF powered engine. Now, from looking at some of my research, this is actually quite a big engine for this boat. They don't tend to normally be this big. Now she's obviously water cooled, raw water cooled, and then the outlets, you can see we've painted the outlets, the raw water outlets and inlets all in blue, just to kind of identify those as you go around. And that actually, raw water then spits itself out through a seacock out over the side. In terms of the engine room itself, we've obviously got a 30 amp 24 volt battery charger up over there on the wall. There is, you might not be able to read it, but there is a galvanic isolator up there on the top. Obviously that's going to help with the amount of anodes, the brand new anodes that we've put down on the hull. We've got a Vanna battery equaliser over there on the side as well. We've got brand new engine start batteries in here. We've also got brand new 12 volt system, running system batteries, which secreted in behind that behind those stairs. Jabsco water pump here as well, and as you can see the chlorifiers up there for the central heating. Just over on the other side of the engine, we've got that Poplar 70 oil burner, and we've set that so that once the boat drops below a certain degree, the central heating kicks in and then warms up throughout the whole boat. To be perfectly honest, that central heating is so hot we have to turn it off after a while because it gets so warm. And then over on this side we've got a day tank up here which has got an electronic pump, so that pumps from the main tank which is just down over there on the left hand side. And as you can see, looking back forward, we've got a little kind of tool storage just there at the back. That behind that bulkhead there goes into the very stern of the boat, where we have a stern gland and really a kind of tool and paint storage area that hasn't been fitted out, but it is just a kind of a working area really. And then you can just about see it, but over on that right hand side is a 240 volt generator. Now we've not had that running because we've not needed it, because we've been plugged into shore power for the whole time, but I know that back in previous surveys that was running, so that should well be running from being looked at. The engine was serviced at the start of this year before we took the trip to go to Hoo to get to pull the boat out of the water. So like I said, she's been running absolutely brilliantly. And then obviously we've got all of our trip switches up here, and then plenty of ventilation that goes all the way up through the tops here. So that's the engine room. Excuse that floorboard. So coming back up onto deck, we then come to the aft of the boat and in through the wheelhouse door. So we've got fresh carpets all the way throughout the boat, all of the bits that we wanted to carpet anyway. So brand new carpets, all of this has been freshly painted, freshly looked after. And then we come down through this hatchway here, and excuse me, I just go backwards. And we come down into an area that sits above the engine room. And what we've used this area for previously in the past is, as you can see, a bit of a utility area, but also a great work from home space as well. So we've had a desk plugged up against that wall and used it as a great work from home area. I know the previous owner had this as a kind of little area for his kids to watch TV. So that this would also be a perfect kind of removed area from the main saloon of the boat to work with as well. And just down there, that's the area that I was talking about before, the where the stone gland is, the kind of main working area back down there. So again, all of this has been completely freshly boarded out with marine resistant plywood, freshly painted. All the window hatch has been done and just really looking really bright and lovely. You've got these beautiful portholes, brass portholes that swing open as well. So we've got loads and loads of natural light in here, and like I said, lots of fresh carpet. So coming then down through another step down area, and we now get to the very kind of bottom part of the boat, if you like. On my right hand side, again, we're still up against the engine room bulkhead until we then get to, just before moving right into the main saloon, is a brand new bathroom. So previous, this bathroom was completely non-functioning, so we've got now a brand new stand-up shower. The water tank is in behind this block here. It's fed from a valve up on the deck, and there's an inspection hatch just here, so big, massive, great big 1,000-litre water tank sat in behind there. Lovely kind of deep Cheshire style sink. We have a toilet over here. Now traditionally within the marina that we've been in, we've actually had a cassette toilet sat down here just because of ease of pumping out. So it really depends on what you want. But that toilet over there, it's a beautiful bit of kit. It's got a heated seat, macerator built in. Yeah, really clever bit of kit. And then just a really nicely finished bathroom. And you might just be able to see it from the light. These are some of the original light fittings that we found on the boat as well. So we've tried to keep as much of these as possible to just keep a lot of the history within this beautiful boat. So then coming back out of the bathroom, we then come into the main spectacular, really, the main hold. We've got brand new kitchen tops all the way throughout. Looking into the galley, all of the kitchen has been resprayed. We've got a combi gas oven here with full ring burner at the top, 2 oven option with grill at the top. Plenty and plenty and plenty of storage space. And then you've got this beautiful double sink, real depth into that as well. So perfect for doing the washing up. And then up here on the right hand side, we've got the LPG gas fed boiler, which runs the hot water for the boat. And then obviously the oil burner that I showed you in the engine room runs all of the radiators. So we've already seen a washing machine up in that utility space, and then we've got a under-counter fridge freezer here as well. So the boat is being sold with all of its white goods. You can see all of loads and loads of 240 volt sockets that sit right up underneath the deck, the walking deck as you go along here. LED lights all the way throughout as well, and these are all brand new. We've got over here on the left hand side, we've got this beautifully ornate wood burner stove. Now we haven't hooked this one up because there was one in here previously. There is obviously the hole up there in the roof, which is obviously covered up at the minute. We haven't hooked this up because we're not professionally indicated to do so. So at the minute that's just sat there, but once that is hooked up, that will be a beautifully warm piece of kit to use. To be honest with you, the central heating does such a good job. Again, keeping some of the traditional features that we found in the renovation of the boat and knocking those on there. We've got a lovely kind of walk around space. The floors are absolutely stunning. Really kind of pulled those back as far as we could and then re-oiled those, and they've just come up absolutely brilliantly. They're original planks within the boat, and they're so thick bits of timber, but so hard wearing. We've got this, obviously, as you can see, this beautifully painted sign that was part of the boat as well. Keeping in some more traditional lighting features that we've hooked up, and where I am stood here in the middle of the boat, I'm 187 centimetres tall, and I've still got at least another 40 centimetres, 50 centimetres above my head stood here in the middle. As we come towards the kind of sloping deck, again, I'm right over now by the window, and I'm still stood right straight upwards. So plenty and plenty of headroom all the way throughout the boat. Got a nice little wine rack just here in the mast step, and then we come up to our what we like to call our snug area. Now, originally when we bought the boat, there was actually another bedroom over in this corner that was boarded out. So we had that ripped out because we preferred the open plan spaciness of it. But you can see that there is an option of putting in another bedroom over in that square just over there. So this is our little snug area just here. And again, lots of beautiful lighting, a little hatch just up here to allow some natural light in, and then just some space over there. Obviously you could fit a TV over on that side if you wanted to. And then finally, coming up right up to the bow, again we've kept the traditional low doors all the way throughout this part of the boat, and then coming up into the master bedroom. Now what we have here over on the right hand side, I think when this was a working boat, it had a bit of a prang over on that right hand side, so there's some structural kind of reinforcement just over there, but we've painted that just to make that a bit of a feature. You've also got the anchor locker that comes into this area here as well, which is why that bit's up there. But brand new flooring again, brand new carpets. We've completely done all of this in terms of this beautiful kind of tongue and groove board here, again keeping that kind of marine traditional sector, and then you've got a lovely big built-in double bed just up underneath here as well. Really cozy, really nice and warm, and just is a lovely little spot to wake up to in the morning. Nice big skylight up over your head, and a great place to do some stargazing as well. So that is Grietje. She was built in 1898. She's an old girl, but we've really tried hard to look after her. We've owned her since 2006, and we've really tried hard to look after this boat and keep her as a beautiful kind of traditional chalk, but with all of the modern living facilities as well. The boat is going up on the market, and the boat will be sold with the availability to take over her mooring within Gravesend, within the Embankment Marina. We, as alluded or as said in my previous videos, we've taken the boat out of the water. She's had the whole thing blasted completely off on the bottom, removed all of the old bitumen anti-foul that was there before, done all of the steel weld repairs, had a surveyor check all of those over, and then had the boat repainted in a 2-pack epoxy, brand new anodes all the way down the side of the boat. So really she's good now for 10 years being sat in the water and wherever she may be. So that's the full deck walk and the full interior walk. We're really looking forward to handing this piece of history over to her next owner, who will continue to really look after her. Thank you for watching.